Yo, what is up guys, it is Aaron the Carrot here, and today we are back again with another video, and today we're going to be doing a ranking video, ranking all 12 films I saw in the cinema in 2024. I'm ranking them from worst to best. Now I saw quite a lot of good films, but a lot of shit films. So, let's get into this ranking, and I will say the film will be rated out of 5 for the theatre experience, and out of 10 the film itself. Okay guys, so the 12 films I saw this year are Madam Web, Godzilla x Kong, Kung Fu Panda 4, Rebel Moon 2, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, Deadpool and Wolverine, Transformers 1, Venom 3, Kraven the Hunter, and Sonic 3. That's all 12 films. There is 2 films that I've seen already, which are Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3. I watched the re-release in the cinemas, so I would do a separate list for that at the end where I put all 12. But new release films, I saw 10 in the cinemas, so we're going to start off with that ranking first. In last place, in 10th place, we have Madam Web. This film, Madam Web, was kind of mid. Like, I can't lie, I liked the story in the film. The story was standard. It was interesting. I didn't get bored, really, but there was very slow parts here and there. Like, the beginning was quite slow. I thought the acting was quite bad as well from Madam Web herself. It just, her whole character seemed really off. I liked a couple of the side ones, but honestly, the whole thing was kind of all over the place. I mean, I was with the villain. I liked him. He was cool. He's probably the best part in there because he was like a Spider-Man villain doing something. There is really little action in the film. Like, there's not really much going on. So I just got to put it at the bottom. Theatre experience, I got to give it a 0 out of 10. Like, nothing made me go hype in that. It was really dead theatre experience. And the actual film itself, I'll give it like a 4 out of 10. It's a 4 out of 10. Okay, moving on. In 9th place, we have Venom, The Last Dance. Now, this was disappointing. Very, very disappointing film for me, as Venom is a character I love. And the first film was just perfect for me. That perfect Venom, the first one. And then you get to this one, and it's a pile of shit. I went into that cinema, first 2 hours, absolutely so boring. A theatre experience, I'll give it a 1 out of 5 because the final battle just saves the film. Like, it's the best part of the film because that's where you get all the excitement. And I did get very excited towards the end. But that first 2 hours drags the whole film down. It's just so bad. I don't even know how long the film is, but the first 2 acts of the film, so dry, nothing's happening. And you got too many characters in the story, way too much characters. Random side character plot of this whole family that is on the journey and then Venom has to save it. You didn't need any of that shit, yeah. You got Null is the best part of the film as well. He's in it for about 5 minutes, but those are some really good 5 minutes. He's not in it enough. He needs to be in it more, and I don't know what they were doing. They took the story in the shittest way. They should have done Spider-Man versus Venom for this film, and they absolutely blew it. It's a frustrating film. I would watch it again one more time, but I really hate that film. Like, with my whole heart, like, that was a very frustrating film. I wanted it to be good, and it was shit. So, yeah, it's a 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10 and 1 out of 5 on theatre experience. So, moving on. In 8th place, we have Kung Fu Panda, Legends of Awesomeness. Sweet! Okay, not the TV show, but I'm just saying the whole thing. I used to watch that when I was a kid. I loved that TV show. But anyways, Kung Fu Panda 4 is in 8th place because this film is okay. It's not the best. Like, the other 3 films are a lot better than this one. They introduced this new character, which was a rabbit, and it's like, what's the point? Okay, I feel like it's a rinse and repeat of stuff we've already seen a couple of times, where they get this new character in an already established franchise, and it just kind of puts you off the mood, and I don't like it when they do that. Can you just stick to the characters that we already know? Furious 5 weren't to be seen until the end credits. What the hell was that? And they completely got rid of them in this film, which I thought that was a really stupid idea. So, I don't know, this whole film, like, the story got boring for me as well. I wasn't having a good time in there. I saw it with a good couple of mates, but even they were like, the only good parts were Tai Lung. Tai Lung, I think, was saving it, but even he couldn't save the whole film. Honestly, I'll give the whole film about 5 out of 10. I've not seen it again since. I've only seen it that one time. It's not something I would watch again, to be honest. So yeah, 5 out of 10 for Kung Fu Panda. Theatre experience, I give it like a 1 out of 5 as well. It was pretty bland in there. Now in 7th place, we have Kraven the Hunter. This is a film I actually quite enjoyed. I actually really quite enjoyed this film. I feel like the story just slacked a bit. It could have been better, but the action scenes were entertaining. I loved all the action. All the action was spot on, top-notch action. It just kind of gets you exhilarating, and you feel the action, and you're with Kraven on his journey. And it's rated R, so it looks cool as well. Rhino, I feel like he should have done more. I wish he could have... The look, I feel like they could have done it a little bit better. With the horn, should have been bigger. And maybe just make him more bigger. Because, like, he was kind of not even that much bigger than Kraven. Like, Kraven was a big dude. So, you know, I feel like they should have made Rhino a lot bigger. I did like him as the final villain. Much better than the Rhino in TASM 2. My favourite part in this film, I think it was probably that chase scene. And then the fight between that random... guy that phases and stuff. Like, that was a really cool fight. Russell Crowe killed it as Kraven's dad. I just think that with the story they could have just fixed it up a bit. I like the origin story, but maybe, like, I don't know, I feel like there was something missing that could have just made this movie a lot better, because the action was fine. I think it's just the story elements, because there was a couple of boring parts in there, but I enjoyed this film. I'd watch this film again. So I'm going to give this film a 7 out of 10. And then the theatre experience, I give it a solid 3 out of 5. In 6th place, we have Rebel Moon 2, The Scargiver. Now, this film, I saw red carpet event. It was my first ever red carpet event, and I went down to see it in London. So even Zack Snyder was there, and I got to see all the actors. I was in the big screening, and this was an amazing event, you know. I really enjoyed myself at this event. There was a lot of cool stuff to do. I was with a couple of my friends from filmmaking. I got to meet a couple of people. And that was probably a very good experience of it. So their experience, it was a 5 out of 5. I loved my experience because for first time red carpet, it was a really good, fantastic event. The film itself, I liked it because I watched the first one like a week before, so everything was fresh in my head. The second one wasn't as good as the first one. The first one I found a lot more entertaining. Now the second one, no action in like the first 45 minutes. There's just a lot of build-up. I think there's too much build-up because there's a lot of build-up going on. Now, this cut of the film is the PG-13 cut. It's not the rated R cut of the film. You get to the big battle of the film where, you know, they have the war with the village and the spaceship. That whole battle was like an hour and 20 minutes. I don't know how long that battle was, but there was only one fight scene. And it was just this epic, massive scale fight that lasted through the whole film, which I thought was really cool, to be honest. I didn't know that's what was going to happen because I've seen no trailers for this film. So I was going in completely blind, which I thought was really cool. I thought the film was overall solid. It's not really my cup of tea of films that I go to watch, but I thought the fight scenes were pretty cool and the action was there. The story, I think I got lost a bit with the story because I didn't really understand everything that was going on. The first act is quite slow. Maybe they could have quickened that up a bit. The final battle was epic. The shots and everything were really cool. One of my favourite parts was when the robot comes in and starts meshing up the machine and gets into the battle. It's a cool scene. But overall, I think I'll give the film an 8 out of 10. I'll give the film an 8 out of 10. Theatre experience, 5 out of 5. Moving on. In 5th place, moving into the top 5, we have Inside Out 2. Now, this was a crazy film. Honestly, they had very high stakes to film because the first one was really, really good. Now, this one, I think, lived up to that. I think it did a very, very good job. I was entertained. The way the story went with Rachel growing up and her, you know, finding the new friends and this new ice hockey team and everything, I think that was the right place to set the film. And it was something different. And, you know, you got the same feels of the first one, but they added new stuff in with this new emotions. And then they had Anxiety, which was a very good villain, which I hated, and you're supposed to hate. I mean, the story was fun. Like, I didn't know where it was going. I didn't really know what was happening, but I enjoyed myself with the ride. And it was just fun just to watch it, you know? The audience experience wasn't, like, too much. Like, there wasn't really much. My audience was kind of mid. Theatre experience-wise, I don't remember too much crazy stuff happening, so I'm going to give it, like, a 1 out of 5 for theatre experience-wise, but the actual film itself is pretty solid. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 for the film. Moving on, the top 4 was very hard to decide because these top 4 films were like my favourite 4 franchises. So this was a struggle, but we did it. And then 4th place, we got Transformers 1. Now, let me tell you, this film was insane. From start to finish, I loved everything that they did. For me, this is like the best Transformers film just because the story, they got everything right. And it's just perfect. It's perfection. Orion Pax and D16, Megatron, their rivalries from start to finish, the whole friendship and then enemies is just my favourite storyline. just to see, and we got to see the full origins from back in the day. So like, this is before all the lore, so it was really cool to see. They hit the nail on the head. Well, I will give this film as a 9.5 out of 10, just because I'm a super mega Transformers fan. So I've got a couple nitpicks here and there where they could have done better, which I, kind of annoy me a little bit, which I was like, because my favorite character is Starscream, and I think they did him a good job, but it could have been a little bit more. And the final battle was too short for me. They should have made that longer, with the Megatron, Starscream, and Shockwave fighting Optimus Prime. Like, that was way too short, man. They could have added an extra minute. Like, there's a couple of other scenes that I would have done differently, or added a couple more in there. Like, I want to see Megatron really beating the shit out of Sentinel Prime. That would have been badass. Overall, though, I'm very happy with that film. And theatre experience, I give it a solid 5 out of 5. Because I was hyping there. Literally, I was very excited. So I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. Moving in to the top 3. In third place, we have Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire. This was a crazy film, okay? Because the first one, Godzilla x Kong, I love that film. I think that film is definitely better than this one. But I still really enjoyed myself. Because in this film, there's so much more monster action, and there's just less of the human crap that's in it. The thing that just drags it down a bit is because, you got those boring human bits that are just in there that kind of annoy you from the massive monster action. But there's so much more fights in this one. Godzilla has about 5 fights or something. Kong has about 6, okay? They're just going in the first, hour of the film. They each have their own battles that they have to fight. Kong fights this massive snake monster. Godzilla's fighting some snake dude underwater, and then he's fighting a crab, and then Kong's fighting these other apes, and that was a funny fight scene where he's chucking around Suko everywhere. That was so funny. Our theatre was laughing their asses off when Kong just uses him like Loki and flings him at the other Kong. That I remember, I had to see that film twice, okay? I watched that film twice because it was so fun to watch, and I had an amazing time in there. And just seeing the Godzilla and Kong fight, that was the best scene in the whole film. That pyramid fight, oh my god, because I'm Team Kong, and when Kong was going bam, bam, me and the Kong fans were jumping up in the air. I went to 7 cinemas in a row, back onto the galaxy, all the way through the Milky Way, back through the River of Narnia, came back into my seat. The seat went up and down like a little Despicable Me chair and flinged right back in my chair, and I was so happy to see that scene until my whole body fell through the earth into hell when Godzilla did his whole atomic breath and won the fight, which was kind of annoying. And the Mothra came in third teamed, and then what was going on there? But yeah, I had a very good time. Theatre experience, 5 out of 5. The movie itself, a 10 out of 10. I love watching that film. Now, in second place, we have, boom, Sonic the Hedgehog 3. As of right now, I've only seen this film once. I am going to watch it again in a couple of days, so I have to base it on my only one time of showing. This film, it's a 10 out of 10, guys. I absolutely loved my time here watching Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Shadow and Sonic, oh my god, these guys fighting was insane. Let me just tell you, that final battle with the Super Shadow, block, boom, uppercut, boom, grab him, slam, boom. Oh my god, that whole combo that he did, yo, my whole theatre was screaming. Me and my friends exited the room and came back, flew into a Pluto, went over to Sonic Adventure 2, played a bit of the game, came back in, and then jumped in the cinema, and we were having a great time, okay? I loved that film. I was laughing through the whole entire movie. It was, I think, the funniest film I've seen all year, because I didn't know how much I was laughing. I laughed more than this, than the one in number 1, but I just had an amazing time, okay? I loved all the jokes, and I just had a really amazing time watching Sonic 3. The story just was amazing. I only have a couple things where I wish we got to see Sonic and Knuckles fight again. I just loved the badass Sonic that we got in the last hour. And yes, it was just a perfect film for the fans. It was for the fans, and it delivered. 10 out of 10 movie, 5 out of 5 theatre experience. Boom. Now, in first place, there could only be one winner. Oh, it got me right. Hey, baby, come on. Deadpool and Wolverine coming in number 1. Yeah, this film was too good. It's just too good. I've seen it 3 times, I believe. And I had to watch it twice in cinemas because this film was just insane. I absolutely loved it. It's just what you want from a Marvel film. You got Wolverine, Hugh Jackman, okay? Just doing his thing as Wolverine in the suit. I just loved every scene this guy's in. That one shot was beautiful. I loved the cowl and everything. Gambit, come on. I'm about to make a name of myself out here. Oh my days, this guy was hilarious. Blade. Brother, bring back Blade, okay? That entrance scene when he's walking out, oh my days, I think I jumped into Pluto, went to Saturn, obviously went to the Milky Way galaxy again, ate a bit of the chocolate bar, obviously ate a bit of Mars as well, came back through, went to the Great Wall of China, then I zoomed back up to the Pluto of space. For some reason, I just went back there, and then I came back to my theatre seat because I absolutely went insane. I had no idea I was going to see Blade. When I saw Blade, I don't know where I was, but my head wasn't with me. I could have died that moment and been happy. I saw Blade come back through. I couldn't have been more happier. And the music was fire. The soundtrack was amazing. Oh my God, he literally stole the whole film for me. Seeing Blade and Wolverine together, Deadpool, he was funny. Only one thing I wanted to see Cyclops, Storm, Jean, and Professor X. I wanted that scene at the end where, you know, come on, Logan, your X-Men's here. That would have been sick, man. I would love to see the whole cast be reunited. I would have loved to see that scene at the end, but everything else perfect. You know, I wish we got to see more Blade action, but Blade in that was badass. And yeah, I got to say, it was an amazing movie. And we've got 2 other films that I saw, Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3. Where would I slot these in the list right now? So I would put Spider-Man 2 at 5 and I'll put Spider-Man 3 at 6. So my full list would go Deadpool and Wolverine at number 1. Sonic 3 number 2. Godzilla x Kong number 3. Transformers 1 at number 4. Spider-Man 2 at number 5. Spider-Man 3 at number 6. Inside Out 2 at number 7. Rebel Moon at number 8. Kraven the Hunter at number 9. Kung Fu Panda at number 10, Venom 3 at number 11, and Madam Web coming in last with number 12. So that is my full list of the films I saw in 2024. Let me know what you guys think, and where would you put your list of all these films, and where would you rank them and everything. But yeah, I had a good year, you know, we had some shit ones and a lot of good ones though. The top 4, I love those 4 films, okay? I could watch them all day and not get bored. So yeah, anyway guys, this is the end of the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next one. Say peace. Whoop-ah!